You
I
are
didn't
now.
see it. We live now?
We live now.
Okay. Come on. Come on.
Because we got to go live first before you can put it on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just gotta click it. There it is. Come on. Okay, there it is. That okay. There we go. Nice and center. Okay. All right, we should be good to go.
We're
Yeah.
good. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, welcome to another episode of the Unlearn to Relearn, podcast. You know what? Myself, Jasper Love, Brother Love online. And Brand, I'll let you introduce yourself.
I am Brandy Yates. I am your favorite life coach, as I like to say. If I'm not yet, keep following us because I will be. You're going to either love to love me or you're going to love to hate me. Either way, you're going to love me. This is Unlearn to Relearn, where we talk about, I guess, unpopular opinions, but we're trying to get us to unlearn mindsets. The ones that keep us bitter, the ones that keep us repeating the same cycles that don't give us the life that we want. So that's whether we're friends, that's whether relationships, marriages, business ships, all type of ships. So
Look, I think we both just have some unpopular opinions, and that's okay.
yeah,
Okay, you know,
I live there. I like it because I think some trends are good, but you got to be on the right trends. You know
right?
what I mean? So like a lot of the trends that we're on is unpopular because we're teaching people to not thrive in toxicity. We teaching people to get out of the gender war, and we teaching people like, hey, you actually do got more power over your decisions in your life.
Mm.
Like so. We don't have to sit here and they did this to me. Take your power back. Stand up. You can do it.
That's very true. That's very true, and I think a lot of people don't even realize that. You can, just like you play a part. It's not wrong with you playing a part in things that go wrong, but you can also play a part in things that go right. You can also flip that. You can also, navigate through things in a healthy way where you ain't like, on edge about, every little thing. It's like, no, I mean, you can also make decisions to, get where you want to be in life.
Yeah, and then I also think too it's about the whole unlearning part. It's like sometimes we tend to allow society and our family traditions to suck our mindsets into repeated patterns that didn't work for them or that don't work for them, but it sounds good, so we just gonna follow it. So it's like we're also at a point of some of the things we say. We're not saying we all right, but we are saying there are a lot of things to unlearn.
For
Because
sure.
some of the
Yeah.
things that we're doing is just like, man, come on now. Is that real? Do you really got to do that? Is that really how it got to be?
That's so true. Like I say, I definitely agree with that, because that's, that, I mean, that's how you get insight, in my opinion. You have to challenge these things. Not even challenge them to try to prove them wrong, just to make sure if this is what you're supposed to do, that it's like really what you're supposed to do, and not just what people are used to doing. You know, but what they're comfortable with doing. Because if I did what people showed, or what I seen in my life, and just did what everybody else did, man, I don't. I definitely wouldn't be the person I am, and definitely wouldn't have the life that I, love having at this point. So, I
Yep,
mean, you got to challenge some of that at some point in time, right?
yep, yep.
For sure. Yeah. Okay, so we got a couple topics to get into. Brandy sent me a good video, and then I got another post from Threads. Like I said, we normally get Brandy's post from Threads. We giving her a break this week. But she always posts some really great stuff on Threads, and I'm usually on Threads eating it all up. And I just love Threads. I think that's one of the best apps Man, I love threads.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shout out to Germany. I just wanna,
Germany
before you post that video, I love how y'all stand out. It's appreciate it, Germany. You know, you've been rocking with me for years. And I can say the same for you standing out. It's all about standing out. I feel like I said a little earlier, sometimes trends are okay, but sometimes it's okay to, if that's not what everybody wants to do, it's okay to step away from that and create your own lane. So I'm gonna forever create my own lane, no matter how long it takes. I'm gonna always rock my lane.
for sure, and I feel the same way. Like it, you know, it doesn't matter if it's trendy or not. You know, if it's something that I feel like needs to be said, and that's what a lot of this is for me. I just feel like, man, somebody need to say this thing. I don't see nobody saying the thing. You know, so if that means it's unpopular, fine, but you can't say you didn't know.
Yeah.
That's one thing you can't say. So, but yeah, shout out to Germany. We gonna get you on here. Quit playing with us, okay? We gonna get you on here for sure. But yeah, let's hop into the first topic, which is a video, and I'm about to play it right now. Let me see.
If your partner asks you to unfollow someone they're uncomfortable with, would you do it? Why or why not? It's a good question. If my woman asked me to unfollow someone they're uncomfortable with, I would be okay with doing it, as long as it doesn't turn into a pattern. Because once something becomes a pattern in a relationship, it also becomes a culture. And that culture means I'll be having to do this because you're uncomfortable on a weekly or even monthly basis. Then at that point, I'll be acquiescing, constantly doing things day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, because I've allowed your discomfort to run this relationship. If I'm going to be the protector and leader God called me to be, then your discomfort can't run this relationship. God has to. And when it comes to her, she would need to reclaim her mental fortitude and her mental toughness, because if you've allowed the enemy to infiltrate your mind so much that you feel discomfort weekly, monthly about women existing, if he's conquered you in that way, he's going to target us next. And you'll begin projecting thoughts from the enemy onto me and expecting me to acquiesce to the enemy. I would not. I should be led to a decision however God leads me to decide, not however the enemy decides to attack you that day.
Okay, I didn't expect that to be so choppy. It wasn't. I don't know why it's so choppy. So
I don't know.
yeah, I apologize if that ain't come off as clear as I it should have, but um, good video though. What's the guy's name in the video?
uh Forest Laurent or something like that. Forest Laurent, something like that. But yeah.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Flores there. Yeah, good video. Great stuff, and a good. But it's so many different ways. I feel like we could go with this video. But what was your initial? Because what I got from it was just asking the question about is it healthy to unfollow people, because of comfort. And I know, like I said, it's a lot of different ways we can go with that video. But what was your initial feelings about that video?
So my initial thought is I've done a post a few years back. And again, I know I do triggering posts. But my posts are for people who are trying to heal and people who are trying to hear from a healed ear. So I did a post some years back, and I said, there are women who they don't want a man to lead. They want a man that they can control. And so when I saw that video, it put me back to that post that I made, and it was clear. He said, I'll do it. If you don't want me to follow somebody, I'll do it. However, it cannot become a pattern. And that's what I find when you do things on the strength of your partner telling you to do them because they're not comfortable with something, then it becomes a pattern because now I get to control everything because I'm not comfortable. So I get to make you do things to make me comfortable, but I'm not working on my own, whatever that is, whether it's an insecurity. Most times that's what it is, an insecurity. Sometimes it's not even that the person did something. It's a past hurt. So because I haven't healed what my last partner did to me, I want to project that onto my new man. And so now, no, I don't want you doing X, Y, and Z. No, I don't want you following X, Y, and Z. Or no, I don't want you liking somebody's post. Or it's all kind of things. And granted, there are boundaries that should be had, but it's case by case. That's a different topic. But it goes back to what he said. A pattern, though. Come on now. Now, if you chose me as the man to lead you, if you chose me as the man to lead this relationship, if you trust me, because I did a video. You remember that video I said, well, why you with them if you can't trust them? Let's
Right.
start there. If you trust me and that I'm going to protect you and us, then why are you trying to control what I do, especially when if it's something dealing with a business or a brand on social media? It can't become a pattern, okay? You got to trust that guy leading me and that I got us, and I'm not going to disrespect you. So that's the part I got from him that I loved.
Definitely, definitely, and I like that. Um, you broke that down because I feel like it can seem innocent, right? It seems innocent at first, like, oh, just what if it's like a ex or something like that? It's like, oh, okay, well, of course, let me not follow them. But what if it's like just an associate? Then it's like, oh, well, what's threatening about? We don't have a that type of history, so what's the threatening part about
Mhm.
it? Okay, what you got?
Yeah. Oh no, you can keep talking. I'm just as I'm putting them on the
Okay,
screen, so when you're done, we can tackle it. But I don't, your thoughts be good. Don't stop. Don't
I'm
stop. Keep
sorry. No, but I like that because, like I said, it is uh, insecurity. I feel, but then also see that could be manipulated as well. You know what I'm saying? Like telling something, oh, you insecure. Like, yeah, I've had this sexual history with this person. We just stopped doing things about a month ago, but you're insecure. So I feel like that can, on the flip side, that can be manipulated as well.
Mhm.
But I do feel like you need to have a real healthy boundary on what that actually looks like and what's the actual threat.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it comes down to trust at the end of the day. It don't matter who I follow. Am I going to do something?
Mhm.
Are you trying to prevent something? You think you're trying to prevent something from happening because the root of it is you don't really trust me.
Mhm.
You know, but yeah, that was my initial thought on it. Yeah.
I want to tackle the part you just said about the on the flip side, it can be manipulation too, because it can be. I've seen people throw that word insecurity around too, and it's like, okay, you can't call everything insecure. Some things actually are about respect and boundaries. But I'm gonna always fall back on the healing side of it, the growth side of it. We need to grow to the mindset of actually having partners that we trust. So if you're intentionally being with a partner who has cheated on you multiple times, or if you're intentionally being with someone who do have wandering eyes, things like that, even if they haven't cheated, then you have to take some responsibility and say, hey, I don't want to be in a relationship where I can't trust my person. I gotta stalk their social media page. I gotta look through their likes and their hearts and see last activity to see what they doing. Like if you with somebody like that, then that the forest guy that we just showed in this unlearn to relearn panel, we ain't for you, because we're not here to hold your hand with the insecurities. We here to get you healed. So the things that that they like to hold the hand. I'm not the hold the hand type. We don't live long enough for me to hold your hand. That's how I feel. We gotta live the life that we want, happy, whole, healed, and growing. So I'm just not here to sit around and have an AA meeting about how hurt somebody did us. We hurt. Let's talk about it, but let's go through the steps we need to go through to get to. Cause baby, we got a good life to live. I don't want to live in hurt. I don't want to live in conversations where we always talking about a person cheating or this is how I caught. Like, okay, let's get to that good relationship. Follow people that shows you this is how you catch the signs of somebody who has massive insecurities or somebody who is a massive cheater. Like let's get to the tough stuff.
Yeah, that's I like that because that's one thing we shy away from is those tough, having to really look inside and say, okay, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like what's really bothering me about that thing? Or just addressing who you're with. the reality of who you're with and who you're partnering with and who you're attracted to. Um, Getting to that, like really going there, really, really like, okay, is this person really monogamous? Like, do they really believe in monogamy, or are we just having a good time? Because sometimes you just having a good time. Sometimes y'all just two people having a really good time, and ain't nobody really broke down what's really going on, and y'all not having real conversation. I ain't gonna say real because that's subjective, but that you're not having vulnerable conversations. Like you having conversations about real topics, but it's not about topics that dive into who you are as a person as it pertains to being a partner. I feel like that's a place that you have to go to know if is this thing healthy or not. Is the unfollowing healthy or not? I don't. I've never cared about you follow your boyfriends, you know, following you or what. I'm okay with that. But if y'all having some conversation, I mean that's a little bit different, you know. But somebody could say that's insecure. Like, they could talk to whoever they want to. They're a human being. Somebody could say that, But it's like, well, sure, but that's the boundary for me. I think that's when it becomes a boundary. You know.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Everything, literally everything on earth can be subjective. Everything. Because people have different things that they believe is true versus what they believe is false. So everything in life gonna be subjective depending on who is listening or who you're talking to. However, it's a thing about respect and boundaries. So if I'm with a certain person, if I'm with a certain man, and he's constantly, especially knowing what I do with my brand, and he's constantly like, oh, unfollow him. For what? Like, you got to give me a good reason, because I'm not doing that. Because once you start doing that, that person will continue to control everything that you do. So don't open the door up for that. Let's have a conversation on what is going on to where you feel like this is a person I should not be following. Like, what did they do? Again, patterns. Forrest talked about patterns, and I'm big on patterns because we'll see something and we'll make a collective decision based off one thing. I get it. People have, days or whatever. But if it's not a pattern, we ain't finna, no, 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 no. I'm not finna heal your insecurities over something. When a lot of times when people are insecure, they actually have control issues too.
Hmm.
So it's like you opening up a lot of seeds to be planted there that you're gonna have to deal with, because them layers gonna get heavy. Them layers gonna get real heavy in a minute. So I'm like, it's just, let's have a conversation. Like he said, okay, cool. I ain't gonna have an argument with you. If you say, this person has been getting, crazy, I'll unfollow her. But at the same time, your person too, they should be wise enough to know who to unfollow without you actually telling them to.
Come on now. Come
I
on
mean,
now.
it's like if this person starts putting heart eyes and saying stuff like "I want you" and things like that, like, I mean, you should be able to get rid of them before your partner say something.
Simple.
Let's let's also talk about this social media thing. Some of us are busy not reading the comments. So
Mm.
if your partner all in your comment section and they mad and you ain't sorting out a doggone thing, that's another issue to address. Cause baby, I ain't even seen nothing. I ain't gonna be able to unfollow because I ain't gonna never see it. I don't read my comments.
Right. Social media is crazy because I didn't even know you could look at likes or views, and
Certain platforms, yes,
I
yes.
didn't know you could even look and see who even like. Why do you even need to know that? I don't know. Like I said, that's
So I know Instagram you can. I know
yeah.
Instagram you can, and I found that out because somebody was talking to me about a partner that's like track all of their moves, and I'm like, how
Hmm.
the heck they know that? Is they log into your account? And so they went and showed me, like the person you follow, you can go and see like the last content that they liking or comment on, something like that. I'm like, that's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, that.
So Instagram you can. I don't know about other platforms, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Facebook. That was the start of it, where you can just see who like that's most of the time your people. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really like a thing. I
Yeah.
don't think it was as bold on Facebook, but as Instagram, that's when it kind of like feel like it changed a little bit. Like that's how Like people was talking about, oh, I think you like, especially now. Now literally puts it on there like, hey, they like the thing.
It'd be like it'd be like 7,000 people on there, but it want to show me my man liked it. Your man and X Y Z. Like, come on now, come on algorithm.
That's
What's going on?
hilarious.
Why you gotta show me my man liked it?
That's hilarious. But you know what? It's I hate that because sometimes I'm not trying to like some stuff. I might just scroll past it and hit it on accident, and then I didn't like some stuff that I'm like, hold on, what you liking this for? Like, hold on, I ain't mean to like that. Like, what do you mean? Like, then it's like, nah, you like that. You was try to, say see that stuff, but you know,
Yeah, I think you got to be careful though with trying to control your partner in those type of ways. Like I said, if you guys are building a healthy union, you guys gonna know your own. You know what's respectful or not respectful to your partner. What's their boundaries or what's not their boundaries. So I ain't got to control you because we gonna be so locked in. Where you gonna already know. Let me cut that off. I don't even want to look like nothing going on with me and old boy. So I
mm,
don't know. It's just too. It's too much. It's too much insecurities and control going on. Like it's just way too much, especially with social media.
I agree. But people ain't smart because I let you go ahead and get it off. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it off. I want you to get real. I want you to think I ain't even paying attention to nothing like that. If that's what you feel like you got to do, if you feel like you on there flirting with people and leaving hard eyes and comments, and I'm gonna let you get that off. I'm just gonna save that and just add that to the things that get me up out of here, basically. So I mean, if that's what you got to do, I'm not. I feel like you can't control. We talked about that. You can't control nobody. And if people are going to cheat, they're going to cheat. You can't stop them from. You ain't gonna stop them from doing none of that.
No,
You're
because
not gonna
it ain't
stop
about
them.
what they do in your face. It's about what they do behind your back. So
Exactly.
if you constantly monitoring them, baby, you lost.
You
You already
already.
lost. Ain't no
You
you
already.
ain't gonna be able to, you ain't God. You ain't gonna be there 24/7. If they
No.
want to cheat, I made a post on it before. It was either a post or a video, and I said some of us train people how to cheat better.
Mm.
You train people
Mm.
how to cheat better because you monitoring every single thing, so you making them become experts at how to sneak. Like
Hmm.
just get rid of them. Get rid of them. You don't need nobody that got you out here having to control and sneak and PI investigate. Like just hey, that ain't the life we supposed to be living, y'all.
Yeah, you say that's very unhealthy. I can't be up at 3 in the morning checking your likes,
Duh.
checking 1,000 likes to see what you didn't like. Like it's
Putting
that's
the
too,
phone over the face for face recognition to unlock it while they sleep.
that's too much. That's too much. Okay, that's way too much.
Too much, boy. Too
If I feel like I got to do that, got to go, got to go. It is exhausting. It is exhausting. Like for real, we could be working on building something healthy in this time frame that we've been wasting time trying to see who doing what. Just let it go. I
Yeah.
don't feel like. And then how you continue after that? That's my question. How do you continue when you know somebody might be doing something, or you feel like you might have a hunch and some weird stuff going on? How do y'all keep going?
It's
Like, how do you just keep kissing and have a good day at work and you just keep going? Like,
it's
how do you do that?
performative. We in a world of performing. A lot of relationships are performative. And I know people look at me crazy because I'm like, I really can die alone. Do I want to? Absolutely not. God knows my heart. No, I don't want to. But before I get in anything performative, I will die alone because
Okay.
I want the life that I want, happy, whole, healed. And I'm not saying happy is in like we won't have disagreements. That's not what happy is. But I'm meaning instead of happy, maybe I should say peace, right? So even in the midst of our disagreements or whatever, I have peace knowing that you still gonna respect my boundaries, you still gonna respect me, you gonna respect the union. I don't have to go and monitor or, ask somebody to pull up on you or hey, can you go check his account from this other account or, all like I want peace with the person that I'm with. And if I feel like there's an ounce of anything where you're not gonna give me that, uh, I'm working on my own peace, baby. You ain't finna come disturb mine. So don't bring no baby mamas that's coming and bothering me. Like none of that. I don't play. Like no, I will go alone before I ever have to be in performative.
Yeah, it's not even, I don't serve you in no way, shape, form, or fashion if you got to do all that. It's just, just go ahead and be alone. It ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's
No, no. It's you can have a great life being alone. You can. There are plenty of things in life that you can do without having to actually be in an intimate relationship. However, we all want intimate relationship, right? I get it. But you don't have to settle for BS or toxicity just to have one.
mm-mm. No, it ain't even that. And I think that's a part of the problem. We want an intimate relationship, but we don't necessarily want a healthy relationship. It's just we want somebody. We just want somebody that we can call ours. And if it come with whatever craziness, you're okay with that. But you
Yeah,
gotta, I think it's a fear of you being with yourself, which I can say honestly, before I met my wife, my alone game was great. Okay, it was a great time. Okay, I wasn't, and even though I enjoyed dating, I wasn't dating like all the time. Like sometimes
right,
I'm just chilling. Like I'm not, it'd
right.
take something. It'd take just an occurrence for me to meet somebody and then we're dating. But
Yeah,
other than that, well, I used to go to Blockbuster, get me a couple videos. Okay, like go to the gym. I was working in school. Like stayed busy. Like was
hmm,
not necessarily just trying to have a body next to me. That it's not enough.
yeah,
You should want more for your life.
yeah.
You know, but yeah, I like that video though. Yeah, I like that. I like that because like I said, the the skills you have to have for social media nowadays and the things you have to incorporate with your relationship and social media blows my mind. Like it really does. There's so many. People talk about dating rules. I think social media has more rules than dating. To me, like so much that you can and can't do. You know, we can't. People meet, how people meet is through social media. Like if you, I've watched people meet in person and they'll give social media out instead of the numbers. And it's like, oh, definitely a different thing. We definitely didn't do that back in the day at all. But I just feel like that's great great perspective right there on that video, especially on talking about what's healthy and what's not healthy. So yeah. All right. So we have I got a post from um threads that I wanted to put up there. And all right, give me one second. I put that up as a topic because I wanted to talk about it. Because some people, when you're dating, you're not taking everybody serious sometimes, right? Like so, is it harmful to just entertain a couple people? Does it have any pros and cons to just entertain until you find somebody who you take serious? Because I feel like that's how some people date. They might not be, and some people date the opposite. Some people take everybody too serious, right? But I feel like I like that post because I was like, yeah, I think that's something good to talk about. Should you be entertaining people? Should you be doing it just for fun? You
Hmm.
know, should you come into it like that? Do you have any initial thoughts on that?
Uh, man, layers is layers. Um, I'm kind of like how you was in your single stage. I don't date a lot of people. Have I talked to people? Yes. Have I
Mm.
dated them? No. And I
Ooh,
think a lot of us get that confused. We think just because we're talking to somebody, we're dating. No, you're not. When
okay.
you're talking to somebody, that should be the stage where you're trying to see, is this a person I should date? Because I ain't the type of woman that want to be seen with everybody in public, right? So you're not going to be seen with me just because we talking. Now, if we actually dating and we've got to that point where yes, we're dating, we can go in public. You know what I'm saying? Or we can do some stuff in public. We're not going to know. I see people talking to people. They claim they dating or whatever, but you having like vacations with these people. That ain't just dating. Y'all
Mm,
have moved to a more intimate space with each other. You
that's
know
very
what I'm saying? And it's like, but then you turn around, you're like, nah, I'm still looking for somebody. First of all, who in their right mind that got their stuff together is finna sit here and take you serious if they've seen you been on all kind of vacations with somebody? Or every time I turn around, you posting that he or she bought me this and bought me that. I feel so loved. Baby, you take it, in my opinion. So why would I even try to come and entertain you?
mm,
And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's people are blurring the lines between talking and dating. No, you should not be dating everybody. No, absolutely not.
mm.
If we dating, that's because during our talking stages, I've seen a lot of things in common where I could be like, oh, you know what? Let me dig a little deeper into this person. You know, they may be somebody that I want to come up off the single line for. That's when we get into some kind of dating.
Right, right,
And then the courting part is we have now became super exclusive, right? We're not married yet, but now ain't no all is off the table. We ain't opening the door to nobody else. We literally only focusing on each other. With dating, I don't have to solely focus on you. If you choose to solely focus on a person, cool. But with dating, I'm not doing all these intimate things like I would if I was actually courting somebody.
right.
But people blur the lines between talking, dating, and courting, and now you don't even know what you're doing with a person. And that's where situationships come in at. Nah, for real. You ask somebody, oh, y'all together? Nah, we just chilling. What's chilling? Because I done seen y'all on vacations. I know y'all messing around with each other. Y'all, like you doing things like they're yours. That's not what dating is. I'm not taking care of you like you mine if we're only dating. No, I don't know yet.
Mm.
And I know people don't like it. I've had people even talk to me before about it. They don't like my thoughts. You don't have to like my thoughts about it, baby. It's your
Right.
life, not mine.
Why? What do they complain about with that?
Because they feel like if they're dating somebody, that person should only be giving them their time. So they don't want to date more than one person. And that's okay. You don't have to date more than one person. But if you're putting all your eggs in one basket to somebody who you don't know is doing the same to you, your fault. They didn't do nothing wrong to you. You did it to yourself.
100%. Look, I have so many questions with this.
We can talk on the side chat. Man, I'm telling you, I got some stories. The stuff people be saying, I'm like,
No,
uh,
my questions are more so like, so, you know, when it comes to dating, so when it comes to, back to the topic, so entertaining a person, can you, is it okay to be, so I feel like entertaining and talking is in the same realm. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you talking ain't really, hey, it's kind of complicated. So if you talking, I just want to make sure we're on the same page with the talking. If you talking and y'all go on a date, that don't mean y'all dating, right?
so if
Or
we're for me, my process, right? I don't go on dates with everybody I talk to
okay, okay.
because the moment people are out date on dates, right? Then they say they're dating, which is fair. That's fair. But
Hmm.
but people go on dates with everybody. They give them attention. I don't move like that. If I'm going on dates with you, that's because I consider us dating. If we're just talking and I don't really know if you the one, I ain't trying to, not even the one, because you ain't gonna know if somebody the one like just like that. But if I don't see me progressing with you on any other level, if I only see you just being somebody who, um, give me the finer things and we may or may not have sex, it's not dating.
Mm,
We're not dating. Most times people say that they're dating people who they're in talking stages with or they've had situationships with, but if you ask that person will be like, nah, we cool. That let you know y'all ain't dating. And that's why you got to be careful when you're engaging too much into things with people, because you may say you're dating them and they gonna be like, nah, they cool, we ain't like that.
hmm.
That means y'all done blurred them lines too soon and too early.
Yep.
Y'all not on the same page.
Okay, so I need that. I need that's what I'm trying to understand. You know, because we all got different definitions of these
Yep.
things, right? Now you're active, so I can't say anything about that.
Mhm.
But I know how I used to define talking and dating was where exclusive.
Mhm.
Talking was we still trying to figure out if we should be exclusive. That that's how I saw talking. Like we can not because it's like we can go on a date, but that don't mean we dating. We went on a date. We might have even went on two dates, but that
Mm.
don't mean I want you to
So
be.
so since you saying that, cause look, we in the 20, we in the what, you been married 10 years,
I've been married 11 years. Yeah,
11 years. We about 11, 12 years past your single stage, right? Things have changed drastically. When I tell you, they can be talking to somebody and they will call it dating.
yeah,
And that's
yeah,
why I'm like, bruh, we done blurred them lines so much. You talking
yeah,
to somebody, and because you talking to somebody, you see them out with somebody else. Now you in your feelings, and that's why I'm saying we gotta define it. We have
yeah.
to define it, because just because you're talking to somebody, it does not mean you're dating.
E-
And
Exactly.
I don't go on dates that fast anyway, because a person, you will go on one, like you said, one or two dates, you're not dating, in your opinion, right? A person will go on one date with you, and to them you're dating, so you better not be seen with nobody else. It's just, it's tough. It's That's why I don't, that's why I'm not quick to go out with, no, we can talk and let me just see what we get, because we're not gonna go on one date and then you finna be possessive over me.
Right.
But that's the
Exactly.
generation we in today.
Mm.
And don't let sex be involved.
Um. No. Dang, you made me. I was about to say something to what you were saying, but I feel like, oh, that's what I was gonna say. I think just like how we're trying to clarify with each other, I think that's what you need to be doing, is trying to clarify what it means to both of you, not assuming, because just like me and Brandy both had different experiences. I dated how I dated, and she dates how she dates. Neither one of us is wrong, but you have to get clarity on what that means to both people
Yep.
in order to, be on the same page. Don't come thinking that because you call dating this thing that they should do it too. Like, no, get some clarity on it. Like,
Mhm.
get some real clarity, because some people call their relationship dating.
Yep.
I've seen people do that, and it's like, I don't consider none of that nothing. If we're exclusive, we're exclusive. That's the only thing that mattered to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I said, but I think I like this conversation because we're two different people in two different spaces who dated differently, but still understand what is healthy and what's not. What's the boundary, and what's exclusive, and what's like.
Yep.
And I think that's a something that you should definitely define with the person that you're interested in.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy conversation,
Mm-mm.
but I mean, you might not feel it's worth the conversation. Like, is who you entertain, who you're entertaining worth the conversation?
And
You
that's
know,
a problem. If you entertaining somebody that you don't think that is worth a conversation, then you the problem. Because I've seen too many people, or they're entertaining people, but you trying to put control rams on them though. How you trying to control something you don't even know what y'all got going? That's the problem I have with people's definition of dating. Because I agree, it's subject again. Everything in life is subjective.
right?
My definition of dating ain't the ooh, this is the textbook right one. Yours, anybody, it's all subjective. However, if your definition of dating got you in your feelings over from everybody you talk to, you ain't dating correctly. You should not be, everybody you talk to, you should not be seeing a future with and putting your feelings into it. I don't care what nobody say. Hey, I'm not going. I am not dating a man that you come to me and your feelings just dark from day one. No, bro, you don't even know me. No, no, we cannot go on a vacation. No, because I know what that leads to, and I know y'all, when y'all on vacations with people, my real man might be looking at me. I ain't finna post. I ain't finna be posting up with nobody that I don't know that I want to be with for sure.
Whoa.
Like, we sabotage ourselves a lot.
You
in
say
the dating scene.
you say your real man.
A real man might be like, no. What I'm finna entertain you for because I'm bored? Heck no. I
that
might be running off my real man. No, I'm not entertaining nobody else because I'm bored. If now I have done this,
oh
if
shoot.
I make you only a F buddy, trust
Mm,
and believe you gonna be only that, and you will know that that's only. We ain't doing no emotional bonding type stuff. You only
mm,
there for one reason and one reason only.
that's the
And
and
I'm I'm so serious. I left somebody alone for that, bro. You blurring the lines. That ain't what we agreed on.
you start
I am
following
not your
along.
woman, and you are not getting benefits of it from your woman. And I left him alone. I don't play like I'm not in for confusion. I'm not.
That's situationship, though, right? That's the situationship, right?
No. So
Oh, that's
situationship
not.
is you actually doing relationship things. So y'all bonding, y'all
Oh,
messing
okay.
up, y'all going on vacations, y'all. It's a lot of emotional and mental bonding. With the F buddy, that's just a hey, come do your thing, and then you going back to where you going back to. It ain't
Wow.
no attachment there at all.
This is
Situationships, it's all attachments there.
you're right. This is so much different. Let me tell you,
It's
because
so
I
much
definitely
different for
didn't.
me.
I didn't even. I'm thinking like, well, that's got to be the same thing. But as you explain it, I'm like, oh, okay.
No.
So the situation, y'all basically just playing house.
Yes.
That's what we call it. Playing house. Y'all not together. Y'all together.
With no commitment. Yes.
Yeah, y'all not together, but y'all doing together things.
Yep.
And if hold up, so do you get? I'm sorry. I'm so.
Okay. You.
So if you get can you get mad at somebody if y'all in a situationship and you see them talking to somebody else like Nelly dilemma the video for dilemma with Nelly and Kelly Rowland, right? Yeah, you see them with somebody else, can you get mad in the situationship, or is
They
that
do. Yep, they do. I have. That's why after my last situation, I knew, baby, ain't going. Would never have another one of them. Won't.
you saw the guy with somebody and that was it?
Look, hey, no, I stuck around.
Oh,
So once I became detached, I said,
okay,
baby, never again. Won't catch me in one of them again.
okay.
No. Because people get detached, you get mad when you see them entertaining other people. Yeah, it's a lot of drama when it comes to situationships, for sure.
See, yeah, that's too much playing. Y'all need to stop playing out
We
here.
need to stop. We need to stop playing. Yes, we need to stop.
That's too much. That's too
But
much.
I had one situationship in my life. A lot of people have many. I'm like, I
Yeah.
had one that whooped my tail. How y'all be having all these? Golly, I had one that whooped my tail.
You say that was enough just by itself. That,
That was enough.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when
I
I was
can't.
able to detach from that, I said, ooh, thank you God for getting me out of this one. I won't ever put myself in another situationship again.
Mm, nah,
So no, I do not entertain.
no entertaining. No
No,
entertaining. Yeah,
no.
I just feel like like you said. Now you see that how we just walked down that path. I feel like this what comes with just entertaining people. It's so
Yes,
much confusion. It's so much. It's so many blurred lines. It's so many, you know, misconception. It's just misinterpretations of everything. It's so much when you just, and I feel like once again, if you and that person on the same page, then it might not be a bad idea. But like you said, you could still develop feelings. The person still develop feelings for you, even though y'all had a clear, well, what you thought was a clear understanding of what's going on.
yep. And
Like,
so with my situationship that I had, I knew what it was from jump. But when you start doing multiple things and often and every day, it blurs the lines. And that's why I was like, when I probably like a couple of years ago, I tried to like plant a F buddy. And I knew I didn't want him. I didn't want him at all. I knew it wasn't gonna ever be none. So that was perfect for me, right? But then he started trying to blur the lines, so I cut him off after a month. But it's like you you gotta make sure you protect yourself. If you know what it is from jump, don't look at potential. Don't place yourself in a situation where you are doing things that are making the emotions and ties and mentalness come between you and that person. Because if that person don't change their mind and make you theirs, you setting yourself up for failure. If they don't want to commit, they don't want to commit. So nothing you can do or say gonna make that person commit, but you still gonna give them the benefits. So you got to protect yourself and not do that.
That's yeah. Like I said, that's very true. That's why I could never do none stuff like that. Like the benefits, everything got to come with everything with me. Like if we gonna do this, we gonna do it. I can't be somewhere, because I don't want to separate that. I don't want to separate romantic feelings from sexual feelings from what I'm saying. I don't emotional. I don't want to separate none of that stuff because I'm all of that. All of that comes with what I'm saying. Come with me. So I don't want to have to feel like I can do this thing with this person and only do this thing with this person, and it's like I got three different people when I really just need one. You know, but
And
I
you
don't.
know what? To what you're saying. So people. So the problem we in now is that people don't separate them, and that's why we got what we have now. Just look at the amount of baby mamas and baby daddies, and it's because
Hmm.
people aren't separating it. Right? So
Oh, I see what you're
I agree
saying.
with you, which is why I don't entertain a lot of people or everybody, because I'm with you. I don't want to have to separate it. So then guess what that means? That means you're gonna have to not entertain everything then. That means you're gonna have to be very selective. Because if you don't want to separate it and you start including it with everybody, this is why we got the multi baby mama, baby daddy culture.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
people are intertwining them. You know what I mean? So it's like it's real, it's dangerous. It's real
I,
dangerous.
I definitely agree with that. You can't put it on somebody who ain't got, what I'm saying, like the other layers of what you need. So you can't build on somebody you had a great physical relationship with if they ain't meeting your emotional needs and romantically you're not there. You can't make it become that. And if you got something romantic with somebody, you can't try to ignore the need for your physical, what I'm saying, your physical need. That ain't there. They don't give you they don't fire you up attraction wise, but they taking care of you or something like that. So I feel like that's a good point. That's a very good point because I feel like people do build, try to build on stuff that isn't there because of other things.
Yeah, they do. They do. Yep. And that's what I say. You gotta be careful. Like I have dudes that say like oh, if I'm with somebody, I'm gonna show them a good time. Why? Because the woman that you're doing that to is thinking that probably think a little serious about her, more serious about her.
Oh,
You
okay, I
know,
see what you're saying. Yeah.
and it's like I'm gonna tell him I told on him. My brother, main one, he didn't understand why all these girls just wouldn't they wouldn't stop. I ain't with her. I said, but you doing everything like you are. Women and men are so different. You gotta be careful. If you don't want to be with this woman, do not do things with her as if you are with her. And my brother was like, well, that's just the type of man I am. And that's why you're going to always have drama with women. So keep it up. Have fun. Like I just again, I'm not here to force nobody to think the way I think. However, I'm also not here to hold people's hand. Like if you steadily having drama, can you look back at the steps you took? Why are you having that drama?
Mm.
What are you doing? Well, I told them, but they how many multiple women you told and they still acted the same? That means you gotta stop doing something, right?
Yeah, for sure. You play a part in this.
You
Even
played
though
a
you're supposed to tell people the truth. I definitely agree with that. You're supposed to tell people what's going on, but also you have to monitor your own. You have your own responsibility in not pushing a narrative forward that you don't want to go forward. Okay, so don't treat a girl that you don't want to be your girlfriend like a girlfriend. I mean, that's as simple as that. Don't treat them like that. I ain't saying to mistreat them, but don't treat them like a girlfriend. If they're situationship, if y'all are just kicking it, then y'all just kicking it and keep it a situationship. Keep it what it is. What they say. Keep the main thing. Okay, like keep it what it is. Don't try to venture into. We don't need to be taking trips if we ain't. if we ain't together. We don't need to be taking no trips.
That's all I'm saying. Like,
We don't need
okay,
to be
so
taking
let's
no trips.
what just passed? Valentine's Day just passed, right? It's like I'm seeing people make posts about, oh, that person you dealing with, if they ain't get you enough for Valentine's, you're not theirs. Yeah, you probably wasn't there. Like, come on now. Like, let's be real, y'all. If y'all went together, why would you expect it? Like the kindness that y'all do. We talk about emotional intelligence, right? And we claim everybody is this or men should be this or X, Y, and Z. Part of emotional intelligence is knowing how to monitor other people, right? And how they act, right? So I know if we just humping around, and I know if I make her feel special on Valentine's Day, she gonna think we moving to the next level. So guess what? I'm not gonna do it. So it's like it's too much confusion going around, and we doing it because we let society tell us, well, if you mess with this person, then you should be doing X, Y, and Z. No, we just messing around. That's it. It ain't nothing further.
Right.
Then on the flip side of that, if you are messing with somebody who didn't show you nothing special on Valentine's Day or your birthday, move around then. You saw exactly what you needed to see. What's the argument for?
Yeah.
What's I mean, hey,
It'd be different if they were saying like, "Oh, we're in a committed relationship," and then they didn't do nothing on Valentine's Day, and you like, "Dang, I thought we was," that's different, right? It ain't that. Yeah, no, y'all haven't defined anything, and you're just assuming that, oh, okay, Valentine's Day coming up, they gonna do something, but no, I mean, y'all not. If y'all haven't made it clear on what y'all are doing, no, they don't have to do anything on Valentine's Day. Like,
yeah, it's the whole, but they got this real man, real woman term being thrown out. So it's like, well, a real man gonna do this if he mess with you, baby. Y'all, this whole society, y'all just pushing confusion.
I met a girl a few weeks before Valentine's, and we was talking like maybe like 3 weeks before Valentine's Day, something like that. And then Valentine's Day came. We had a conversation. Okay, like, let's just be clear about what this was going on. I don't want us to be feeling like, I don't know you well enough to be going all out. We still getting to know each other. But if you want to hang, we can hang. But I just don't want it to be, because I'm a romantic person. Like, for my wife, I try to do something special for Valentine's Day because I just like doing that. But if we not on that type of time,
Yeah,
why do we need to do that? I just don't feel comfortable because I don't know emotionally. I don't know if this is going to help anything. I don't want to be faking it either. I don't want to be acting like we in love and we just met and I don't love you, I don't want to fake the funk, but I feel like I got to stay in the reality of this thing because at the end of the day, we got to be real about what's going on. I don't want to lie to you, but
yeah. That's shout out to you then for that. I just think people are scared of conversations. I think they're scared of the reality. I'm dealing with somebody. Just for example, I'm dealing with somebody 3 weeks. Valentine's Day coming up, and I'm sitting here like, he gonna give me some. I think, and then when you don't, I'm disappointed. But it's like in those 3 weeks of talking, like where have we gone though? Like were we constantly consistent? You know what I'm saying? Or were we like just F buddies? It's like it's so many layers to these things, and that's why some of those conversations I don't get a part of because I'm like, I would have to hear the story to know. They were like, oh, this person wrong, that person wrong. I know how y'all be, so I would have to hear the story to really form my own opinion. Because I don't know, this society, like I said, it's like breeding confusion. It's breeding performative people. Like it's just it's crazy out here.
and you said something important, like nobody wants to have the conversation. The conversation is the simplest thing once you understand that that's what you need to do. That's the simplest thing you can do.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. We
if I
scared. It's like we scared of the answer. I don't know. Or
if I scare
I
you
don't know.
if I scare you off from having a real conversation about where we are and what we're doing, then you can leave. I mean,
Yeah,
that shouldn't scare nobody off. You being real. Like, I'm not telling you to go, be mean to nobody and nothing like that. You ain't my, what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even saying do nothing like that. Just have a real mature conversation. We can't have a mature conversation. Like, hey, we just met. How are your feelings about Valentine's Day? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, how are your feelings about us doing a trip or don't do a trip. Forget
yeah.
that.
Because
But
I
you
was
got to
talking to
talk about.
people. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, I was just saying you got to talk about these things. That's all I was saying. Yeah.
I was talking to somebody last year for my birthday, around my birthday, and I had a was that last year? I think it was last year. I had a birthday dinner. Yeah, I think it was last year. I didn't invite him to the dinner. I think we was only talking a few months maybe or something like that. I didn't invite him to the dinner. Some lives you just don't mix. Like a dinner, something with my friends and family. That's something of me introducing somebody that I know I'm with. Not somebody that I'm still talking and getting to know and things like that. Like that's not who you're supposed to introduce as exclusive. But that be the problem. We be bringing people around or doing things with people that we're not committed to, and then in their mind, oh, if they do this, then that means we must be something deeper.
Yeah.
But the conversation is never being had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like for me, I don't have to have the conversation because I am who I am. I've grown to this place of healing. I've grown to this place of understanding real life to where you don't have to worry if I'm going to invite you to my dinner. I ain't invite nobody around my friends and family that I've been talking to for 3 months. I don't know yet. We ain't had enough experience because that's what it was ultimately. Me and him didn't have enough experience yet with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So just talking was not enough for me to feel like, oh, this is the person I want to bring around my people.
Mm.
But people be talking to people for a month, 2 weeks, and here you go, you around everybody now.
You're right. Yeah. You say it's premature. It's
Yeah, premature. Yep.
premature. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you, like I said, you if you felt it was where it needed to be at that time, would you have gone and invited them, or did you need? See, that's what I'm saying. That
Yep.
tells a story right there. Like if you really was like this gonna be something,
Hmm.
he got to see.
Yeah.
He got to
And,
see.
and just to say this, so what happened was I was sensing some emotional unavailability there. But you know me, I give people. I understand when you meeting people, not everybody is at a certain healed place. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So you got to see what are they coming up off of. You don't know if they just got out of a relationship. You don't know if they still dealing with the trauma from the last one, or you don't know if they got a situationship. Like you don't know what people you're coming into with people. So I
Mm.
was sensing some like the words was right, conversation, the style, the character, everything was right. But it was that little bit of emotional unavailability where I was like, okay, I've experienced men with that before. I don't want that again. So that's what kind of held that wedge there. But then maybe a couple of months later, probably about 3 months later, it was some stuff that came up, and I was like, that's the emotional availability part. Okay, I'm not here to raise you into being available, right? So if you emotionally unavailable, that's not a green light for me. It used to be because I used to try to change people's mind. That's not a green light for me no more because you don't have to make me be available emotionally. So I was like,
Mm.
no, I don't want to deal with that. So
That's man. We run out of time. I could do so much more with what you just said, right there.
write it down and put it on the next topic next Sunday.
For sure.
Write that down.
Let me see what Reed Montanez says. Rejection is never easy, regardless of age. Nobody wants to be rejected. That's why the combo is hard for most to have. Man, rejection is a big thing in the culture, and I just feel like with rejection, you don't know. I don't know. I guess I think people define rejection a little bit differently because it's like it's for dating to me, in my opinion, and this ain't even nothing against nobody. If a person isn't a match, they aren't a match. It ain't necessarily you're rejected. It the match can go one way or another. Sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. But it has nothing to do with your self worth or value or anything like that. And to me, I love what you just said because it's like, okay, people are scared to have the conversation because of rejection. No, have the conversation so you know whether or not you're a match. It's not about being rejected, because to me, rejection is a reflection of being about one person. No, both people have to agree that this is going into the direction they wanted to go into. So I feel like when you look at it as rejection, not you in particular, but this is the culture. Uh, when you call it rejection, you don't understand how it works really. Like it's either going to be a match or it isn't. So have the conversation so you know for a fact, is it a match or is it not? That answer should not scare you, because this person isn't the end all be all to dating or love, relationships, marriage, whatever. Whatever it is, this is just one person. So you move to the next person until you find your person. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I heard it from, but I think if we move again, mindset change, unlearn to relearn. And we'll start tackling this stuff early on if we learn to have the mindset change. Rejection is protection. So it's not always, I know it hurts, especially if it's something you really, really wanted. I know it hurts, but rejection is protection. And when we rewire our minds, like, okay, well, that person didn't choose me for whatever reason, a job or relationship or whatever, they didn't choose me. Guess what? I'm being protected from something. Let me go on and, hey, you rejected me. Hey, that's gonna move me on to the next path that I need to be on. I ain't gotta waste time with you then. You rejected me, right? So I don't know where I heard it from, but rejection is protection.
Very true.
That's
Very
my
true.
feel.
Yeah, very true. This has been good. I want to keep going, but look, we got to stop. It's all good. I appreciate everybody who commented, and I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. This was very good, very fun. Shout out to Brandy's brother. He caught some strays in there. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Brandy's brother.
Hey, my brother be hey, before I became a life coach, boy, I learned a lot through him because boy, what is you doing? I don't know why that, and that's when I'm like, dudes really don't be knowing. I ain't that slow. Come on now.
He know. He like the attention. He like, man, I'm getting off the. He love the attention. He know. He know what's going on.
I just want to have a good time. Yeah, and they want a relationship. Now what? Go find a woman that only want to have a good time because these ones want a relationship, and you tripping, confusing
Oh
it.
man, that's so funny. Well, look, this has been Unlearn to Relearn. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Catch us on Sundays. Most Sundays that we can do. We have life. Life happens. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna do our best to get these out, and just keep on tuning in, asking us good questions, saying good things, and man, we have some good conversations on here. So, shout out to uh, Brandy Yates, life coach. You know, Conquering Relationships Online. I'm Brother Love Online. Like I said, all platforms, Brother Love or the real Brother Love. And man, just keep on rocking with us while we have these conversations, because we feel like it's very necessary and very helpful to the culture. So definitely. Yep. You got anything else, Brandy? All right. We'll check you out next time. All right.